what it means to be an American. America is freedom, and freedom is special and rare.
We, the people of this great nation.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
We, the people of this great nation.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. I sure as hell did not. My wife put me to work. She made me do a lot of things around the house that I was really delaying, but now I'm actually happy I accomplished it. It's one of those things where you put things aside and you continue to put things aside and you're like, oh, I'll get to it. And she finally forced me to do it. And now I feel like I accomplished a big thing. So that's awesome. So let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's get to the stuff that's going on. Is election fraud real or is it not real? That's the question that's on every American's mind right now. I mean, in all sincerity, that is really what it comes down to. We're all curious on whether Sidney Powell really has a case. I saw the lawyers today. I saw Dominion's lawyers saying that it's just impossible, that the scheme that they're talking about is just literally impossible. So it leads me to believe, what do they have? What does the Trump team have? So it's something interesting because obviously we know Dominion is going to deny it. We all know this. I mean, obviously you're not going to agree to something and you're going to come out, but Sidney Powell then gets on Newsmax and says that she has such a large case that once it's seen, the world will never be the same. The U.S. will never be the same. So we're at a crossroads because we don't know really what's going on. I mean, they better bring their A game. I mean, they definitely better bring their A game. Because, I mean, if not, where does this country get to? I mean, look, all of us as Republicans, we all want Donald Trump elected. That's a reality. That's a fact. We obviously all want this. I wouldn't understand why anybody would vote for Joe Biden. I guess anger. So, I mean, it is what it is. We have all his friends betraying him now. We have Chris Christie getting on there saying this is it's making him look bad, criticizing him, saying he looks like a national joke. This is the same man that just came out of COVID-19, freaked the hell out because he was in the ICU and was Trump's right-hand man. It's very quick how people turn their back on their friends. There's no loyalty, especially in the DC swamp. But nevertheless, we're at a crossroads right now. We really don't know what's happening. We don't know whether to believe the Trump team, who has yet to present evidence that's credible. Now, that's the reality, whether we all want to agree or not. That's the reality. Right now, they really have nothing. They haven't proved anything. Sidney Powell is running a good game. Can she back it up? That's a different story. I feel like Fox News is really taking sides, and it's obvious. They brought the lawyers of Dominion on kind of to like put it to rest. It was weird. It was, the questions that they were asking was almost like premeditated questions. Like you can tell that the anchor was actually asking questions that the guy knew already were the questions that were going to be asked. And that's why I tell you the media is a joke. We can't trust anyone anymore. And then, I understand a lot of people are moving over to Parler. But again, Parler's also full of extremists too. So we got to be careful. We got to filter out the bullshit and get right down to the real news. And that's hard because we don't have too many places right now that are providing us with actual real factual news. And that's the problem that we have in America right now. We just don't have news outlets that are being honest. And that's a sad moment in our time, but it's the truth. It's the reality. I think Trump, if he does have a case, I think that he should definitely bring it to court. He should. Everybody has their constant. He can contest this. Now, keep in mind, in order to audit, he has to have in order to audit an election, it has to be certified. So regardless, it would actually benefit him if they certify some of these states because he wants to audit them and physically check the signatures and whatnot. But again, I mean, he needs to be helping these senators in Georgia. I mean, this is key to the balance of our country. If Joe Biden gets his hands on the White House, the Senate, and Congress, it's game over. Game over. America as we know it is going to be in a completely different place. So I want to jump to another topic. A few days ago, I had someone from Canada on my show, and it was interesting to see his perspective on what Canada's doing. And it's had me thinking. It's had me thinking quite a lot. Now, I'm not a person that wants handouts. I want to work for my money. I like working for my money, but that being said, if these governors and these mayors and local officials and even senators are all requesting for people to stay at home, for people not to go out, put curfews, you guys need to start taking care of the American people. It's pretty sad that they've been playing politics with taxpayers' money as if it's their money and leaving us out and dry. I mean, I recently started. It's not yet in progress yet. I'm still getting all the documentation. I'm starting a nonprofit, and it's going to be an actual nonprofit where I'm going to publicly put where all the money goes, because I feel like a lot of these nonprofit organizations are full of shit and they don't really help people. So I purchased the domain today, feedtheneeded.org. And basically what it's all going to come down to, it's going to be a program, an organization where, a nonprofit organization where people are going to send me requests, whether they're behind on their mortgages, electricity, and I'm going to get a couple of people that I know that have money, and I'm going to have them donate money, but I have to have all the documents, and it has to be an official nonprofit organization in order for them to, because most people donate money because they want to use it as a tax reduction at the end of the year. So, you know, obviously I'm going to have to get all the documents before I get to it, but I really want to do something that helps Americans. I feel like the government's betrayed us a little bit, Republicans and Democrats across the board. One blocks off the other. They don't come to an agreement, and it's obvious the only ones that are suffering are Americans because they're still getting paid. Nothing changes in their lives. Meanwhile, Americans are losing their homes, are losing their jobs, and nothing is coming our way. And from the looks of it, it doesn't seem like nothing's coming our way anytime soon. I'm very proud to say that we have some tough sheriffs out there and some tough police departments that are saying they will not, by no means, follow these guidelines in Thanksgiving. They're refusing to take the orders of the governors, and they're refusing to take any orders from mayors. They said they will let people do what their God-given right is, which is to have Thanksgiving with their family, and they believe Americans are smart enough to know what is right and what is wrong. And I've always said that all along. That's why I love the state I live in. Florida's amazing. As long as Governor DeSantis maintains Florida open, I think there's a good chance we can trust. I mean, I know we can trust Americans to do the right thing. Everywhere I go here, people are wearing masks. Okay? So that being said, I think that we are responsible enough, mature enough. I think that the government should not be telling us what we need to do. You know, I think that Americans, for the most part, are responsible. They care about each other, and they're going to do the right thing to protect each other. So, anyways, on another note, back to this whole election fraud thing. I don't know where it's going to lead to, guys. I know that everybody's tense. Everybody's going crazy. And honestly, we're at a standstill. We don't really know what's going to happen. I am dying to see what's going to happen with what Sidney Powell claims to have. Because if she has something as strong as she claims to have, it's going to be big. If she doesn't, she's going to get sued. It's just that simple. I mean, it doesn't get any simpler than that. I mean, I can't foresee somebody making those allegations unless they have something to back it up with. That's what still has me. That's what still has me. Like on the fence with it. I feel like she might have a strong case. I just don't see somebody making such allegations, putting their career on the line, putting their money on the line, because they have the right to sue back. I mean, they do have the right to sue back. So again, I mean, it's just I'm hoping we get some answers soon. I hope we get some answers soon. And if not, if Donald Trump really takes this, President Trump takes this all the way where he wants to take it, and the end result remains the same, he needs to do the right thing for the country. He needs to concede. I think Nixon, even though he was robbed of his own election, he conceded because he knew it was for the better of the country, for the country to heal. And we all know that Nixon was cheated. They later on history said, they verified that Illinois was robbed from him and Texas was possibly robbed from him. So, I mean, again, fight it because he should fight it for, he should fight it for those 74 million, 73 million people that voted for him. But at some point, if you can't prove your case in court, you have to let America heal. It's that simple. I don't give up on my president. I have faith Donald Trump has something up his sleeve. I hope he does. I hope they have a case that opens everyone's mind, where there is no doubt in anyone's mind that fraud was committed in this election, and they make it so transparent that it actually makes liberals start getting upset with the system. And perhaps that will be what causes the unity in this country. That being said, it was interesting today. I'm gonna put something on because this was interesting. I was on Donald. I went and I was looking on his Twitter account, and Donald Trump tweeted something about my podcast. I want you guys to listen up. He put a video up. It was really interesting. I was like, wow.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Donald Trump, President of the United States, and you are listening to the Republican Nation, where America always comes first. Let's keep America great. The Republican Nation is one of the greatest podcasts in the world. It's great. It's a tremendous podcast. Jace Haber, great guy, tremendous guy, put this thing together. It's so great. It's so great. He runs the thing. It's a small podcast, but it's huge. It's huge. And I got to be honest, it's going to be one of the greatest podcasts you're ever going to tune into. So remember, tune into the Republican Nation, where America always comes first. And the Republican Nation is making podcast great again. Trust me, this is the best podcast you could ever listen to. I listen to it all the time. So enjoy yourself, and remember, the Republican Nation is the best.
Yeah, that wasn't really off his Twitter account, but it was quite funny. It was a comedian that I know that did me a solid, so that was cool. Yeah, that didn't come out of his Twitter feed, but he does a very good impression of Donald Trump, and I was glad that I got that nice little shot out there. I thought it would be pretty entertaining. So today I'm not gonna do my standard calls that I do to the congressmen. Today are the senators. I'm gonna take a chill pill because it is Sunday, and I want to start the week fresh. But that being said, guys, do not forget. You can always email me if you want to be on this show, a Republican podcast, a Republican Nation at gmail.com. That's a Republican Nation at gmail.com. You can find me on all major platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Parler, Twitter, and it's all the Republican Nation. So you can reach me anywhere, anytime, and I'll respond to you, or my assistant will, once we get the emails, because we get a lot of emails of requests, but it depends on what and who requests it. But if you have something to bring to the table and something you want to debate about or something you want to comment about, I would love to have you on my show, because I like to talk to average Americans. That is what I do. I like to give a voice to those Americans that don't have a voice. And I love bringing you guys on the show and seeing your different views and seeing how you look at things and how things are looked at from your perspective. You know, everyone has a different view on everything that's going on. There's Republicans that are completely against what Donald Trump is doing. There's Republicans that are completely with him. There's Republicans that are just accepting the results. There's Republicans that are not. So, and then, you know, there's Democrats. There's all sorts of different type of people. But look, if you heard my previous podcast, you saw people from two completely different political spectrums. Completely different political spectrums. The gentleman that I had from Canada was a Democratic socialist, and we found common ground in a lot of things. A lot of things. I don't think there's too many differences between us if we actually have a conversation. The problem is people don't have conversations anymore. People have arguments, and that's completely different. So guys, I want to just tell you guys, I want you guys to have a great week. I will be doing this, well, I do this every day, but anyways, don't forget to follow me. Don't forget to keep in touch. Be safe out there. Follow the CDC guidelines, even if you don't agree with them. I mean, the reality is this is all going to be over soon. It is a reality, and it's thanks to Donald Trump and Operation Warp Speed, along with the scientists and all that put it together, obviously. But Trump led the way. He took a risk, and it paid off. And that's what great leaders do. So, that being said, God bless you. God bless America. I mean, God bless you. God bless your families. And God bless this beautiful country we're so lucky to live in called America. Because it is an amazing country and we are blessed to live here. Good night.
We will make America great again.